Hello guys, so welcome to today's show. My name is CHUKS and you're on JFL TV, the home of football. So if today is the first time you see our program for you to bring you the latest Arsenal news updates as they drop all over the world. So for now, I'm gonna start with today's morning show. Alright, so Richard Masters will be the Premier League CEO, one of the executives. Politics say the EPL clubs will vote on scrapping PSR rules. So they won't bring an alternative method where they will use the police the club's spending. You get. So now when you look at the entirety of this report put out by the London Evening Standard, so Premier League clubs to vote on scrapping PSR rules, CEO Richard Masters reveals. Now, when you read the entirety of the report, you can't see whether the talks so the Premier League will soon decide whether to get rid of its divisive profit and sustainability rules PSR and introduce a new squad cost ratio system. Richard Masters said this on Thursday. Now, PSR was introduced in 2015-2016 season to prevent clubs from overspending. But many people don't really like them. They feel say it limits their ability to spend. And at clubs like Man City, Newcastle, Aston Villa, they don't really like this particular set of rules. Now, Masters when they talk say for this new system where they won't bring, it go align more closely with UEFA's financial regulation, which cap a club spending on player wages, transfer, and agent fees at 70% of your generated revenue. We are talking to clubs about an alternative system. That's not to say we don't think the PSR system works. Masters was telling an audience at the Leaders Sports Conference. It's about closer alignment with European regulations, which is squad cost ratio, which is revenue test. And this squad cost ratio now waiting UEFA they use. So to do mago there, no really hard. That's why I could say Chelsea are FFP compliant, but under UEFA then get issue. You get. So I believe Richard Masters and the crew, they try to see how they close all these loopholes. Now, the PSR is a look-back profitability test and has its own strengths and weaknesses. No system is perfect. We have to keep these things balanced and continue the conversation with our clubs, and that's an important decision. So we should take the time to get it right, but that decision is coming up. Now, if I talk say for UEFA sets their own for 70%. That you are only allowed to spend 70% of your generated revenue on agent fees, player wages, transfer, all those kinds of things. But this particular one we Premier League they propose is going to allow people to spend 85% of their revenue because why? They want clubs to have the ability to invest the money that they generated. So when you compare the Premier League system at 85%, if it happens and you look at the other big European leagues, we have a more permissive system, too permissive, some might say. So what we just watch, because now when you break all these things down and unpack them, you can look at the pros and the cons. Can see whether this particular new system will do better than the previous system. Will it give an unfair advantage to the likes of Newcastle, the likes of Manchester City, clubs that we say they get very rich owners? Will it give them an unfair advantage over the rest of us? I don't really know. So as time they go, now the voting pattern now go determine. So when the votes reach, I think now this month we are here, so they want to do the votes. So when they do the votes finish, we will come see everything go on for because the report long. Masters when they talk say now this isn't the one even implement that. That's why they want rush you the voting. If majority agree, say okay, more could do fine. If majority say no, we don't want that. We want stay the way we did. Fine. All those small clubs, I expect that they will support the previous one because they don't come get money in the first place. You see, they won't go invest. So now, so you just don't watch. Now, people they talk about Nuno Espirito Santos and Evangelist Marinakis, Nottingham Forest, yes, and the way the manager they do things. Based on say for Europa League, Michelin beats Nottingham Forest 3-2. So many people when they talk, you get. So Antonio waiting for our front, but talk say Marinakis got rid of Nuno Espirito Santos and brought in Ange Postecoglou because he thinks he's the right man. So at the end of the day, and the Postecoglou will never win one game in the last 6 games, so you don't play. In fact, for the match against Midtjylland, Nottingham Forest fans got the chance, you are getting sacked. You are getting sacked in the morning. Then they tell Ange Postecoglou after the defeat. This particular defeat when don't get here now becomes like the 4th defeat in 6 games when don't play. The 6 games now when don't coach Nottingham Forest has gotten 4 defeats and 2 draws. I can beat my chest and tell you, say, if to say na Nuno, Espiritu Santos, they here, this result will not be like this. I can beat my chest and tell you that one for free. I go project and Shola, you get. Even as your Postecoglou do not believe in Baba just hold in head, say Jesus Christ. What is going on here? You don't understand what they happen. Even the owner can't watch the man, owner tell hold in head. I don't know what's in the thing, but my mind will say, my motivation mistake. I don't do mistake. If say I know, I don't will let my ego get the better of me. I for leave Nuno, a manager that understands the team that loves to play for the man. You just be like as Crystal Palace did that you come say because of your ego, you will pursue Oliver Glasner and you expect Crystal Palace to remain the same. And this is what we try to tell Arsenal fans. When people say, Saka Teta, the next manager will win, it's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. A new manager can come and take you back 5 years and regress and not progress. It's not a guarantee, it's a 50-50 system. I'm not saying don't Saka Teta, but bear in mind that don't have tunnel vision that once a new manager just come in, we are winning the league. No be Hollywood, no be Nollywood. I mean Indian wood, I will see them called, I mean Bollywood, don't be film. You get, this is reality. Everything are 50-50. If you work in your favor, if you not work in your favor, I can tell you for free, say Marinakis go dey regret. So if to say no, you know go sack no. Look, imagine 6 games, no single win for new manager will just come. Well, we'll just go watch, whether they go see Saka, I mean they go still leave him. At the end of the day, that their own cup of rice with that. So more just see how things go. It's just quite sad again because almost every media house now they talk about this particular. Because remember, say last season, this Marinakis tell Gary Neville say you don't want to see him for their stadium. They ban Gary Neville from coming to their stadium. Yeah. So based on what's going to happen, Gary Neville going to enter the guy. Say the guy is so egoistic. He's still shaking it. Go. I just say we can see let you know since they go. Now the Nuno Espiritu Santos with them don't sack. Remember, saying West Ham in there now. And we are going to meeting this weekend, and I think this is going to be like the first game we're in charge. I might be mistaken, but I don't say they just sign up yet. So okay, it was in charge for the Everton game, yes. So I think this is like the next one we go in charge. So now, according to statistics, they call it tell for press conference. You get one issue where West Ham gets. West Ham they concede goals from corner kicks anyhow. So they call the Arsenal say based on say now Arsenal now won't come play. So how na go do am? Because Arsenal have developed a reputation from scoring from set pieces so far this season, whereas West Ham have conceded 8 goals already from corner kicks. So if that be the case, how na go take run these Arsenal corners? Baba say yes, they know the statistics and they are aware they are going to prepare, because when you look at the press conference statements, Nuno Espiritu Santo on Arsenal corners, that's a big problem that we have to solve. We have been working. I think we improved in the last game. It's something we are really concerned with, and we are trying to address it. When I saw this particular report, I couldn't help but smile. Why was I smiling? The EPL, all of them, both the interviewers, journalists, everybody, understand that Arsenal use corner kicks as a weapon. Nobody else does it better. For them to they ask Nuno, say, oh, now someone play, they are the corner FC, they are the corner kings. What will be your plan? How you go to stop them? In fact, somebody came to my DM and said, CHUKS, don't be surprised. One day they will bring one new law. If it not be this season, if it be next season, they will bring a new law to address the way Arsenal they play corner. They will say Arsenal they do a lot of blocking. So they block goalkeeper. Will they block this? Will they block that? Arsenal the only ones deploying blockers. No. But why they say now only Arsenal everybody they carry for head? If they want to talk about these corner kicks, say person they block goalkeeper. Now Arsenal they will mention. So it is just what it is. Well, mostly on that day, they are coming to the Emirates Stadium. So normally, it's supposed to be an easy win for us, but not derby. So it depends on how the match will go. But I just pray, we need to win. We need to win. To pile pressure on Liverpool before we go to international break. Because me personally, I see Liverpool drawing at the Stamford Bridge. Personally. Yeah. So Arsenal need to give a very, very good showing for us. Now, away from that, so people like Joko, on the reckon, the talk say, I don't like the term when used on Arsenal fans. Say Arsenal fans could damage the club's silverware chances. Now, waiting Joko they talk. Now, when you read the entirety of the reports put out by Just Arsenal, Joko was attributed to have said, if you could fast forward to April or May, and Arsenal are still in the Champions League, which I think they will be, the quarterfinals, the semi-finals, and they are still chasing the league, that's the time Arsenal will trip themselves up. If they are not developed, because they've got to be able to work out how to compete every 3 days with the pressure. And the fans do this silly thing where they start getting nervous because it's been such a long time. They've got to really find a way. Arsenal at the back end of the season, because there's no doubt they'll be there with the quality they've got. What did Joko no understand? We say the reason we make us the trip, what we play every 3 days before, once you don't enter that January, February, March, all those periods. Now because even May pray, now because we no get depth. Look at last season, injury ravaged us. We know they get depth, and apart from when we did before, yes, we did get tired. That's one of the things. Now you cannot compare then and now. People say we have the best squad in the league. It is for a reason, not just the league. They don't extend them now to Europe. Those people that are saying these things, are they blind? The things they saw to say these things, don't you see them? Yourself, you never reckon. Say we get the best squad in the league. Now we have mad depth. You know they see them. Say based on the depth we get now, we can go the extra mile. The league is a marathon for a reason. Now we have the energy bar to sustain us from the beginning of the league to the end of the league. You know they see them. So me, this and the analysis, it doesn't really conform to any form of logic because I don't really see them. Get. Now talking about the Arsenal fans, you can't deny that yes, fans are going to be emotional because you don't take away them winner. Get. So, but those of us who say they try to keep our emotions in check. Don't be anytime we Arsenal drop. But what's he talking now? If Arsenal drawn, everywhere will become toxic. That's part of what he's saying. You get. But now normal level, no fan base don't really do it. You be Liverpool fans now they para and they complain. So now normally I know I'm not surprised or getting worried about it at normal level. Now, away from that, Alisson is going to be back after more than 1 month, according to what we hear, end of November. So they say the injury is somehow serious, according to the Athletic. You get so when I saw that report, I just laughed. Say, hey. You don't the apple, no. What they see because Alisson said the guy they defend, the guy they cash things. Yeah. But they lucky say this thing happened at the time of the one international break. International break like maybe 10 days or 2 weeks. 2 weeks go chop out of the days where they say go day out. So they just did somewhat lucky. Now we will see me I go talk. Now, according to the Metro, they're going to give honest verdict on Arsenal Champions League hopes after Olympiacos win. Now, if you look the entirety of the report, Eric on the talk gone, say as Arsenal day now, say Arteta gets like little issue. Gets Arteta gets issue. And even the Mirror also carried that particular report. Say the major issue Arteta get now selection problem. You get how to select teams when you would deploy. Because you know, so when you get a very, very big squad of very, very good and great players, you will come get selection daily, man. You don't know who you go choose, who you go leave out. Are you putting it as number 10? Are you putting that as number 10? No, that type of selection will just affect you. But it is a good problem to have. Now, what's in at the tech Joko? We've never had this type of problem before. Having seen a team with diverse profiles. Are you going to start with Timber? Should you start with Ben White? Are you starting with Calafiori or Michael Skelly? What about Nkapi? You get? Are you playing Saliba or Mosquera? We never had this type of problem before. So now so just be, I'm quite happy, yes. Now problem, but now good problem. You get? So me, I did very, very happy to say we get the problem. Now moving forward. Ibrahim Magana is going to talk about the top first opponents where him don't face since when they play for EPA. So back when they mentioned Harry Kane, say Harry Kane now like the toughest opponents, the best striker where him don't face because the guy good die. See for Bundesliga in 9 games, Harry Kane already scored 17 goals. 17 goals in 9 games. That is crazy. Although na Bundesliga, the level over there is a bit lower compared to the EPL. Now, when Rooney, you see, when Rooney said don't they change mouth about Arsenal. I think they say normal, yet all these people they will just change mouth normally based on what it will be now. So you know what we say when Rooney going to talk about Arsenal. Call the talk say, see the Arsenal team when they see now. See that team, they very, very good. Rooney said this is a different Arsenal. The mentality is good. Saying they see Arsenal winning the league. This is with Rooney speaking that the Arsenal team have great characters in them. This is like I watched the video for BBC Sports. In fact, at some point, BBC Sports can say, "What is wait? Is Wayne Rooney developing a soft spot for Arsenal?" You understand? Because waiting talk, it can't be far different. Say for Arsenal to go to Newcastle, Arsenal bossing, they say they go Newcastle go collect win. Say that is what champions do. You go to that tough place where they say you know if you go there go win. You go there win. Now you get one video with the trend. Do you know that when we equalized 1-1 against Newcastle late in the game, I think it was 80-something minutes, Gary Neville for your own podcast one say Arsenal have equalized, but champions would win the game. Champions will go ahead and get the winner. Guess what? We went ahead and got the winner. Gary Neville don't be talking anything. He say, oh. I just laugh. I say, what did they happen this season? Una never ready. What go happen this season? Una never ready. Now, based on the international break, they come for front. So the squad is out. So Bukayo Saka has been selected for England. Declan Rice, Pidgin, Luis Kelly, all of them also included. So we still get some injured players like Madrid who did there. The last time Noni was there, Saka wasn't there. Now Saka is there, Noni isn't there. So on a normal level, if you even look what Chris Whitley they post, say the squad want to play against Wales and Latvia. You get when you look at the defenders, we see Luis Kelly is also there. Look at the forward players. We have 2 forward players from Arsenal, Pidgin and Bukayo Saka. So our prayer for them normally, like we usually pray for them. They could go the international duty. No carry injury, come back safe and sound. We need you. I beg. No one gets story. And the only thing we pray for. I guess. Now, did you even know that Bukayo Saka has 17 goals and assists in 19 Champions League games? This is sensational. The Hand of Arsenal reposted this particular statistics. I don't know about that before. When I saw it, I was like, wow, look this month, 17 goals and assists in 19 Champions League games. Saka really did well for himself there. Now, our Smith is going to predict when Arsenal will overtake Liverpool, because he's going to look at our next 5 games, Liverpool next 5 games. Baba say at the end of October, end of November. So by then, Arsenal will overtake Liverpool for that table. They even go far. Me, they look say this Saturday. It's the end of November. Me, they look this Saturday. Once we win, Liverpool draw, we are first because we have better goal difference than them. So that unless maybe then go beat Chelsea, or maybe not just beat. MTN make them just draw or they lose, we don't overtake them. In fact, before then go play, we don't overtake them already. So now then guys respond, you get, because they are 2 points ahead of us. Once we win, we do 1 point ahead of them. So if them lose, that 1 point will stand. If them draw, it will be equal. We'll come ahead of them by goal difference. So now the way me they look at. So you will call end of November. It's far gone now. Yeah. So when you look after the next 5 games, I know they even look down and that one far back. Yeah. Because say I could see us start up by the end of November. There's problems at Liverpool that Slots has got to look at and try to fix. I don't know if it's got a quick fix there, because at the back, Liverpool looks shaky with Konate. Not too many options yet. And that one are the truth. Nobody they argue. Now, when even hear say Rodrigo, the reason say maybe January will find square roots. Get the Man City now, they currently lead the race for the Brazilian. You know, so Arsenal they look inside again. They already mentioned 3 players who they identify. They already sent scouts where they go to scamp them. So in the future, everywhere good, we'll choose one. Yes, so maybe we don't want to spend that kind of money, so they go buy Rodrigo, and it's quite understandable because we really spent a whole lot. So let's really message from one of our sponsors in Mobile Wealth Associates and Co Limited. So they are into construction services, dredging, canalization, real estate, and shore protection works. They are also into mechanical and fabrication services and procurement services nationwide. So if you want to reach out to them, you call them on +234 806464 2234, and they're located at number 7 Ekeniwo Road, or Razi, opposite St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Port Harcourt. If you're interested in any of their services, please do reach out to them. So my dear Arsenal lovers, biggest news of the day. Number the first, Richard Master, so he'll be the Premier League CEO. But they let us know, say EPL clubs will vote on whether they will come out PSR, put another team, or they will leave PSR. So when the voting process is concluded, I will let you know what to then choose. And with that being said, I think it's a fine place for us to go and ends. Like, come here with later in the evening. So give it evening, this then thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day. Not your mouth, sorry guys.